Now, if you guys want the whole story to Conceited scam, it will be inside this video, inside the description down below. This one goes over Conceited's whole scam, like in order, all of the events, everything that happened. I'll be going over it very, very shortly. But like I'm not gonna list all the details because it is a long fucking scam, right? So if you guys want the whole story, you guys can go to this channel. It'll be inside the description down below. But basically, to sum it up very shortly for you guys before we get into Vaz's whole situation, basically, some people were trying to buy the game from Conceited, this old game called Vania. It was like a vampire game, right? So they were trying to buy the game. They went 75-75 split. Conceited recommend to split with this one guy. And that one guy that he quote-unquote recommended ended up actually just being Conceited on an alt account. He took the $75, never sent him the files, and basically said GG go Nets, right? Now, obviously, there is way more. Conceited trying to lie, saying that they're not his alt accounts. But basically, to sum it up, he had two alt accounts helping him, and he scammed someone out of $75 that was trying to buy Vania, right? Obviously, there's way more, and there's a whole Google Doc inside of this video, so if you do want to go look at that, you can. And then, from the Vania community, he sold this tester right here called Lord for $45 a month, and basically scammed his community out of $2,000. So you guys can see this is the month. So you can see this month, or this month he almost made 1,000. Then all the other months combined is basically 1,000 again. So he made roughly like $2,000 off of just selling tester for Vania. And keep in mind, the only thing that they ever got for all of this money was one combat test session. That's all they got. And if you remember Vania, because a lot of YouTubers were talking about it, they all said it was one of the worst games they've ever played. Like, I'm so serious. I remember when it first came out, and everyone was like, yo, why did I buy this game? This shit is ass, right? So that's basically the whole Conceited scam. He scammed his community out of $2,000, and basically what he was saying he was going to do with that money is spend more money on the game so the game's better, or just buy a better computer. But apparently, according to multiple devs in Vania, he bought barely a better laptop and designer clothes and shoes instead. So basically, he took the money and ran. To sum it up, we've heard this story like thousands and thousands and thousands of times. When a 16-year-old is basically an owner of a game and basically gets a bunch of money, they don't do shit with it, right? Sorcery was the same way. I don't know why people are really surprised, because Conceited's the owner of Ninja, and I wouldn't be surprised if it ends up going down a sorcery route where the game ends up being bad. They close down the game. They claim that they're going to rework the whole game. And then, boom, a month later, there's no game to exist, and he just takes all the money. Don't be surprised if that happens. Now, I'm not saying that it will happen. But from sorcery, we know when a young person, young developer gets owner of a game and starts making hella money, they tend to scam. But the other thing that I want to mention is, in response to this video, me and Conceited actually talked, right? And he was like, yo, Dank, I know you're the drama guy, so you're gonna get good views on this, right? But how about I pay you to make a, Cetro's new game controversy debunked? And I said, how much you paying? Because, you know me, hey, if I can get money, then I would get money. And he said, 20k Robux, right? So I never ended up getting those Robux, obviously, because I ended up getting banned like literally 2 seconds after. But to try to debunk this video, he was trying to pay me 20k Robux. Kind of crazy, I won't lie. But that is basically the whole Conceited side of the story. Now, one thing that I do want to mention before we get inside of Vaz's side of the story is Cetro, because, you know, Cetro is technically part of this game, or at least everyone thinks he is. And I did say that I was going to mention this in my last video, but here you guys can see. This was right when Ninja pinged that Cetro is part of the game, and you guys can see him blatantly admitting that's not his game. They're just using the clout from the Type Soul drama. It's funny, it's not my game, but if you want to make the video, sure. And you guys can just see, like, he's not an owner. He's not part of the team at all. And the only reason why I put him inside the title is because Sav, one of the actual owners of the game, told me to. He was like, yo, when you make this video, put Cetro in the title. It's going to get way more clicks, right? So that's what I did. But yeah, now getting into Sav's side of the story. If you guys don't know, the CC manager, Sav, was fired yesterday as well. So he wants to give his side of the story of how he was scammed and all that. So that's basically what the rest of the video is going to be. Is going to be a little interview with him.
So this all started when Conceited took my percent. Well, actually, it started when I was promised 3% to manage Ninja, but this was for community management, by the way. So my workload didn't involve getting developers and promoted. Now, over the time, he hired developers, and my percent was slowly going down. Each time he got a developer, my percent was going down. Now, as a game owner, you're supposed to take that percent. It's supposed to go out of you, not your developers or workers, right? So, my percent was at 1%. I went down to 2. I got a friend of mine who I can't mention in the video because he said he doesn't want to be involved. But, there's proof of him buying me 2% and he gave it to me. Now, he gave me his 2% and he originally had 3%. He gave me his 2% and I had like 3% for like 2 days and then Conceded took it again. So I went back to 1. Now, I was putting up with being scammed only because I'm not gonna lie, I did want Roblox followers. So I was kind of like brushing it off, you know.
Yep.
And then Revolver, he had made a video of Conceited being scammed. Now, in the group chat, they sent that video and was like, this could be bad. And Balboa, you are known for being the drama video. So they did try to demote you so that you couldn't make a video in which I re-promoted you back because you were working with me. So I re-promoted you back, and then that's when the dev was calling me. She was being disrespectful because I re-promoted you and
Yep.
was saying like, yeah, and she's basically going off talking about how she got TC and how she has 100 copies of the game and is gonna leak it. So it was like, do we let her leak the game or we just get him off manager and get him off percent? That was pretty much what happened there. They chose to get me off percent and manager. Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
I guess that makes sense. So, what, you have none now?
No, I don't have any percent. I'm off the
Yeah.
project completely.
And you had what,
You-
3, and then you went down to 1, and then you went back up to
Yeah,
3.
but if you think about it, with all the percents allocated, I'm supposed to be at 5, right?
Yeah.
Because if I was promised 3% and my friend bought me 2%, I'm supposed to be at 5. But it's not like I'm not asking for 5. I'm asking for 3% back. Now it
Mm-hmm.
was a point where he took me off percent completely, and I had to make a group chat with him and the investors. And it was like, the investors like, we're not gonna give you money, because they're doing monthly payments. And they're like, we're not gonna give you money if you don't fix percents.
Yeah.
And he did. He did fix percent. He put me at 2. At 2. But if you go to that Roblox image I sent you, he moved me back down to 1 after that VC. Like after he got the money. So that didn't work.
Wait, conceded is at 50%?
Yeah, and the thing is, he's at 50%. So in the screenshot, nobody's at their rightful percent. He's still at 50.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because you said that he was supposed to be at 40.
And yeah, can you go to the new screenshots I sent you?
Yeah, I'm looking at them right
Now,
now.
yeah. So about that, I was like, she was like talking. I was getting these screenshots of how she was bad talking, conceited, and and stuff. And she said everything's been rewritten already. And I told her I have better Discord.
Mm-hmm.
So she was trying to, cover it up once again, you know.
Yeah. Well, I
And
mean,
then yeah,
you got
Ninja did
scammed,
make a
like,
lot.
yeah. Remember Scamvania as well?
Yeah, they did. It's like with Setro, not gonna lie, putting his name at the top was like a good marketing strategy.
It was.
And the person who did it was Arcs. He did that, and I market off that by getting a bunch of people to post, which inevitably boot the game up.
Yeah.
And then once it blew up, they basically discredited me for my
Send
work. It
me
was like,
the GCs that you have.
huh?
Because send me the GC picture that you have, because I know you made like what, 50? There's like 50
50
content
what?
creators that you had in those GCs.
Oh yeah, I had a bunch of content creators. Like I was actively promoting and stuff. Hold on, this right here.
Yeah. I mean, hey, if they think that you did nothing, then that's on them, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't,
what
I
that's
don't
like,
know.
if you -1, that's like 40 CCs, but that was still more. I still had more that I was keeping in
Big
contact
YouTubers
for time.
alone, I think big YouTubers alone is like, what, there's like 1 million subs in there almost. And then all the TikTok groups is like, it's a lot, bro. I won't lie.
Yes, I was still marketing the game. And the thing is about the Discord, bro. Ninja Discord alone has made like 20K, right?
Yeah.
So for a moment I was making money. I ain't gonna lie. I said I made 650, and they told me to stop selling. It was like, you made enough, stop selling. And they made, but they made like 3,000, right? So I'm getting the members, and I can't like. You're saying I can't make more money. Like you already took my 2%, but I can't make money no more. Now, on top of them having like Sav, ain't gonna lie, Sav not in this, but on top of them having the most group percentage, they also got 50-50 from the Discord, right?
Yeah.
But usually Discord payments are supposed to go to the team because nobody's getting paid right now. We're on percent for an unreleased game, so we're getting promises, but nobody's getting paid.
Mm-hmm.
So they made 20K off the Discord, and out of that 20K, nothing went to the devs.
Yeah.
And on top of that, he's scamming investors. Like an investor right now is missing 1%. I argue to get his percent up his rifle percent, but yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Yeah. I mean, not sharing the Discord subs and them selling it on the Discord is kind of crazy. I won't lie, because they probably made what, like 15, 20K a USD,
Yeah, yeah,
and they ain't
yeah,
share that to nobody. That is
yeah.
kind of crazy. Because the actual game hasn't made anything so far because it's not released, right?
Yeah, it hasn't made nothing.
Yeah.
So you at least expect the devs to get, the team to get something because the
Yeah.
game's not out. We're just getting promises. And the thing about that is that everybody percent was getting complained. Like I'm not gonna say which developers because I don't know if they want to be in the vid, but
Mm-hmm.
they were complaining in my DMs about how their percent was getting changed.
Yeah. I'm
Because
not
it
gonna
was because
lie.
whenever, yeah,
50 is crazy. I'm not gonna hold you.
yeah, because the thing is, whenever he hired a new dev, it would go out of somebody on the team percent. He never wanted to go below 40%. And even in the group right now, he's not even at his rifle percent. Like, he literally hit developer percentages because we were complaining on how he had like 40, but there's like five scripters on the team who does way more work than him.
Yeah.
So he's using like the owner role as excuse for him having 40. And he's getting Discord payments, so nobody
Yeah.
understood why.
That is
Yeah,
a crazy part. Keeping both of those to yourself, him having, or Sav having 25%, Conceded having 50%, and them splitting the Discord subs and just buying it in general is kind of crazy. Because,
yep,
like, I think Emily
and
said in one of these screenshots that Conceded hasn't even been doing that much.
yeah. It's the thing is that, bro, she will backdoor anybody. Like she will talk about anybody, and what she said is true. That nobody's making no money. Like literally, nobody's making no money. They're actually taking majority of the money. Like the team isn't eating.
Yeah, I mean, that is crazy, I won't lie. Because they've already made at least 20. And,
When he,
like, I mean,
when,
to be fair, you guys do have really low percentages, but so you guys wouldn't make that much anyways, but not getting anything is kind of crazy.
yeah, I think yeah, they have like the highest percent in groups, so you expect for us to get Discord payments,
Yeah,
but we
exactly.
didn't.
At least something monthly, but that is kind of crazy, I won't lie.
Yeah, and that's kind of crazy. And we have five scripters, but the game daily has bugs. And every scripter in TC has an ego, as you can see from Emily here.
Yeah, it is kind of cut.
Yeah, but yeah, that was pretty much of what everything happened.